Okay, folks, let's talk a little bit about the class and expectations. So, this is biology, which is the study of life, and here's what we're going to study. But first of all, let's talk about how biology is a year-long course, and there's 2 semesters. You'll have me first semester, and you could have me second semester as well, or you may have Ms. Snyder. This semester, we're going to talk about the nature of science, how scientists do science, what is science, and then we'll talk a little bit about biology as a study. So what are the different branches of biology, and what is life? How do you know if something's living? And how do we categorize all of the different living things? Then we'll go into ecology and we'll learn about how living things interact with their non-living environment. And then we're going to talk about chemistry. And this DNA molecule is a giant chemical, and we'll learn about the chemicals that make you up and that run your body. And then finally, we'll touch a little bit on cells and then continue that into second semester. So in this class, you will study alone. You will work in small groups, and sometimes you will work with people that you don't really know, and even people that you don't like, and that's a really important job skill. We need as much practice as possible. So that's how that will work, and then sometimes we'll work as a big class group as well. In this class, we have a class web page, and this is where you'll go to get all of the information you need. It really is the hub or an anchor for the class. If you're out and you want to know what you missed, you can go there. If you want to rewatch a video, you can go there. We're going to do an entire assignment just to get comfortable with this. We're also going to use Google Classroom, and you'll get that invite shortly. We'll get that set up in class. If you haven't worked with a Google Classroom, no worries, we'll get you all set up. We have a book for this class. It's online, and I also have a CD if you don't have internet at home, and I have paper copies as well. Now, if you have your own system and you stay organized and you turn work in, then I'll let you use your system. However, I do recommend a binder that's just for biology, and I recommend that you organize it so that the most recent stuff, the most recent papers, go right at the front of the binder. And also make sure you come to class with a pen or pencil. I usually have a few hanging around, but it's a good thing to be prepared. Here's some other things. Please be on time to class. If you do come in late, you need to have a pass. Otherwise, I will likely send you back to where you came from. Come in and be prepared to learn. Try to have a good attitude. I know we all struggle and have days that are off, and I'll work with you there, but try to come in ready to go. And then stay in class. Oh, what's this? Oh, I'm giving you wait time. Precious time. So anytime you leave the classroom, you are missing out on valuable information. And of course, you know that that's the information that's going to be on the next quiz. So stay in class. Now, if you do need to leave, try to wait for the break. I'm going to try to give you a 3 to 5 minute break midway through class. If you do need to leave, then just let me know, and then you'll fill out a pass. You'll give it to me to sign, and then there's a sign out sheet at the front of the classroom under the moose antlers, and you will sign out there, go and do your thing, and then when you come back, hand me the pass and sign back in on that clipboard. Now, really, you should not be leaving very much, less than once per week, and choose your timing. So, at the start of class, when we're getting directions, that's not a good time to leave, and then the last 10 minutes of class isn't a good time either. And also think about pencil sharpening and throwing trash away. If I'm giving directions or in the middle of a lecture, then wait until I'm done, until the group gets up and starts moving. All right, please bring food and drink. You need those things so that you are focused and so that you have the energy to use your brain. So bring food and drink. The only other time that you won't be able to have drink and snack is during a lab. Now let's talk about how this course is a proficiency-based course, or it's based on mastery learning. So you're going to get a sheet for each unit that's going to list a whole bunch of learning targets or learning goals. You will unit learning target by target, you'll get a group of assignments that you'll need to complete, and that will be your instruction and practice. And we'll do some group activities, and I'll give slideshows and presentations, but you'll have a lot of choice there. Now you'll learn that material, and then when you're ready, you will take a quiz. Now if you do really well on that quiz and you're proficient, you earn a score 3 or higher, then you will have mastered that subject initially. And then you can move on to new learning targets and more instruction and practice. Now, you'll go through that process until you have learned all of those learning targets. Now, if you take a quiz, however, and you don't earn a proficient score, then what we're going to do is we're going to sit down. We are going to correct that quiz. We're going to maybe reteach you some concepts, have you do some more practice, and then try to take that quiz again. It'll be a different quiz, but similar. So the goal is to learn all of that new information, and then the final step is to really show mastery with a summative assessment, and that may be a test, that may be a project, and that's how it works. Now that new learning, that instruction and practice, that can occur in class or at home. We'll do a little bit of both. Now I talked about that menu that you're going to get. You'll have to complete the minimum number of assignments on that menu, and then you'll turn it in. And I'll look at that stuff and I'll say, oh yeah, you're so ready, you get this. Let's take the quiz. And if I think you're not ready, then we'll say, well, let's do a couple more practices. Now, all of that work can't be handed in after a unit deadline. Here's an example of one of those menus. Notice that there are assignments with stars next to them. That means that those are mandatory. You have to do those assignments. Now, like I said, once you have done all of that practice and you're approved, you can take the quiz. If you are successful on that quiz, then you move on to new information. If you're not, then you'll need to do remediation and practice some more and retake that quiz. And then once you've taken all of the quizzes and you're proficient, you'll take that summative assessment, which a lot of the time will be a project. Now, if you're a student and you're really looking to exceed or get the A, you need to get a 3.5 or higher on almost all of the quizzes. Additionally, you're going to need to do one or more enrichment assignments. And I'm going to give you a whole bunch of choices for things that you can do. And some of those choices will work and you'll say, yeah, this is going to be awesome. Okay, some other things. If you miss class, here's what you should do. Go to our class webpage, see what you missed, download and do the work, hand it in within 7 days, and when you turn it in, there is this section in the classroom. It's on the right hand side of that big whiteboard in front of you. And you will take a green absence slip and you'll attach that to your assignment and then turn it in to that wire basket that's down underneath on that table. Basically, I want you to be prepared and know what's going on when you come back to class. Now, how many folks forget their homework occasionally? We all do. We're human. Now, can you hand it in late? Yes. You can hand in homework late. You will get a deduction on your work habits score. And it's going to prevent you from taking those quizzes in a timely manner. So you're really going to want to get that work in as soon as possible. And then you can also hand in assessments late. These could be projects or papers or tests, but you need to get all of those things done by the unit deadline. And I'll be good and announce those deadlines all the time. Now, if you turn in late work, you're going to attach a yellow late slip to your assignment and then turn it into that wire basket down on that table. Now, can you redo assignments? Yes, I want you to. And then turn it in with a redo slip, which is the purple one. And again, you have to get all of this done before that unit deadline. Excuse me. All right, quiz policy. You can retake quizzes as many times as you need to. Once I hand you back the quiz, you can take it as soon as the next day, and I will record the highest grade that you earned. And the goal here is to have you learn the information. Your grade for this class will be 80% assessments. This is quizzes, projects, papers, all of those big things that let me know that you have understanding of the material. And then 20% of your grade will be habits of work. So the effort that you put in, actively participating, okay, reflecting and helping others learn. Other things: follow heart, be honest, engaged, appropriate, responsible, and timely. And here, I would like you to ask questions. That's how people learn, hearing your questions and hearing answers. So really strive to be asking questions. Now, as far as raising the hand goes, I would prefer you to just shout it out, but if we have too many people raising or talking over each other, then I'll ask people to raise hands. Be honest. Okay, keep your eyes on your own paper when you're doing an assessment. I want to know what you know, and you can retake everything, so there's really no need to look at other people's stuff. Now, plagiarism, if I suspect that your work may not be your work, I'll have a conversation with you, and then I'm going to turn it over to administration. So generally, you'll get a 0 on the assignment and you won't be able to redo it. The other thing that you want to think about is, this is your reputation. So keep that in mind. Clean up after yourself. Help others clean up. Get sleep. Your brain won't work unless you have sleep. And please don't fall asleep in class. If you need to, get up and stretch, move around. Have a drink of water. Try to stay focused. I know we all struggle with this from time to time, but do the best you can. All right, cell phones. Here it is, folks. I don't want to see them. Please keep them in your backpack. It shouldn't be plugged in on the desk charging. Okay, if it's in front of you, you're going to use it. So put it away. If I see you using it, I'll give you a warning. The second time it goes to cell phone jail, and I'll give it back to you at the end of class. If it really becomes a problem, then we'll start keeping it until the end of the school day. And then if it really becomes a problem, then mom or dad or a guardian will have to come in and get it. So I think they're great tools. We will use them from time to time as a class tool. So do your best. All right, here's how class will run. You will come in, and at the front of the classroom up by the main desk, by the big projector screen, there will be a starter. And this is a piece of paper usually, or an assignment that you'll do right off the bat to review information or learn new information. After that, we'll regroup and you will learn new information. You'll practice information, and you'll have some work time or some group activities or a lab activity. And then at the end of class, we'll wrap up. We'll talk about what the homework is. We will make sure that everybody understands what you were supposed to learn from the day. And then I'll give you the homework. All right, last slide. Hints